Welcome back to another This Week in Warframe. This is going to be for the week of November 16th through the 23rd. And as always, you guys can find me live every day on Twitch. At the top of the channel, I will have pinned the drop schedule, as I do every week when the drop schedule comes out. Usually it's not on Sundays, so might be tomorrow, might be the next day, but regardless, when it comes out, it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. You can see what all the drops are going to be for this coming week, and you'll get that as soon as possible. Let's get into what's happening this week, and I'm just going to kind of run through all of the resets like we normally do, while telling you what's happening upcoming in Warframe. Currently, Bird has an Amber Archon Shard. This week's Deep Archimedia is an Exterminate, Mirror Defense, and Disruption. Temporal Archimedia this week is a Hellscrub Scaldra, Defense, and Legicide Harvest. And the current Coda weapons for the next 24 hours are going to be the Catabalist with 25.4% heat, the Hema with 36.4% impact, the Mire with 41.1% electricity, the Motivore with 25.1% toxin, the Pox with 25.1% magnetic, the Sporothrix with 32.2% heat, and the Torxica with 42.5% cold. The rewards this January in 1999 calendar, we have a Riven versus an Arcane, then we will have an Amber Archon Shard versus double Arcanes. Then for February, our rewards are Voss for Cash versus double Arcanes, then we have an Exilus Weapon Adapter versus an Arcane, and finally for March, our rewards are an Omniforma Blueprint versus a Catalyst Blueprint, and then an Arcane Enhancement versus an Exilus Weapon Adapter Blueprint. In case you guys have only just found out about this channel to subscribe and whatnot, this is the most recent code you can throw in there, Movember 2025. When you hit OK to that, you'll be rewarded 2 awesome looking glyphs for free. The current Prime Resurgence is Nezha and Octavia, but they will be leaving in 3 days and 18 hours and being replaced with Wisp and Hildryn. So if you still need to get the Nezha and Octavia, any of their weapons, you have about 3.5 days left to do that. And in their place with Wisp and Hildryn, the Fulman, huge deal. Gunson, also a really good one. Definitely recommend you get your hands on those weapons if you haven't already. Certainly worth running around with. The current events are Ghoul Purge with 17 days and 18 hours left, Thermia Fractures with 10 days and 16 hours left, and like I mentioned in last week's video, I have to make a correction. I actually thought these were going to be available for us just by logging in. Apparently they're not, they're alerts, so you have 11 days and 18 hours left, so my bad, and here's your correction on that. You got to do a defense, 20 to 30 corpus, in order to get 2 Exilus weapon adapters, and you do 1 survival for an Exilus weapon adapter. That's also 20 to 30 level Grineer. Also a reminder to do your weekly Ayatan treasure hunt with Maru. If we check out the invasions, we're currently going to see that it is important to always check out the invasions, because we never know when there's actually something worth doing any of them for. So the Steel Path Incursions, Excavation, Survival, Mobile Defense, Defense, Hive, and Exterminate. We look at the sortie today. We have an Assault, Interception, and an Assassination. This week's Archon Hunt is against Amar for a Crimson Archon Shard. We'll have to do a Sabotage, Interception, and a Showdown. We check out Nora, Nightwave, the permanent weeklies, as always, are here. But we also have Survive for over 20 minutes and Akuva Survival. Activate the Incarnate form of any Incarnate weapon in mission 5 times. Kill a Tusk Thumper in the Plains of Eidolon. Polarize a weapon, companion, or warframe not in the simulacrum. And then today's daily is deploy a Spectre. We check out the credit offerings Nora has this week for us. We can scroll down and see that there's a lot of mods. We got Rejuvenation, Shotgun Scavenger, Critical Precision, Bursting Mass, Loot Detector, EMP Aura, Clip Delegation, Sprint Boost, Volatile Variant, Infested Impedance, Holster Amp, Steel Charge, and Dreamer's Bond, Shield Disruption, Precision Strike, and Rifle Scavenger. That is a lot of mods, but if you have extra credits, Steel Charge, definitely recommend getting extra of those for if you're going to trade them in, if you want to trade them in trade chat for extra platinum. Sprint Boost is also another big seller, Loot Detector, and Rejuvenation. Those are the recommendations that I have for you if you're just looking to make extra platinum. We also have Focused Acceleration for the Tetra, Shrapnel Rounds for the Merlock, and Power of 3 for Ivara. If we now go and check out what's happening on the Steel Pass circuit, we're going to find that we have Incarnate Adapters for the Boar, Gamma Core, Anku, Gorgon, and the Angstrom. And if you already have these, we can scroll over and get instead a Rifle, Pistol, Melee Riven, or 20,000 Kuva. And as far as the normal circuit this week goes, we're looking at choices between Loki, Mag, and Rhino. So as we run over here to check out Akrithis, just want to give you a heads up that they're probably going to let us know about the next dev stream sometime at the end of this month that's coming up. Possibly this week, because we're already about halfway through the month at this point. So just keep your ears open, eyes out, whatever, for devstream 199 and the possible release date of that, because that's going to give us more into what's to come in Warframe, because we have another giant update before the end of the year scheduled. So, browsing wares with Akrithis this week. We're looking at Primary Auxiliary with 10 Pathos Clamps, a Exilus Warframe Adapter for 20 Pathos Clamps, a Pistol Rivet Mod for 15 Pathos Clamps, an Exilus Warframe Adapter for 20 Pathos Clamps, a Formal Blueprint for 10 Pathos Clamps, and I guess everything else seems to be of normal persuasion here. And checking out Teshin in Steel Path Honors this week, he has himself a Veiled Riven Cipher for 20 Steel Essence, and he also has 30,000 Endo for 150 Steel Essence. And if we check out this Sploogemeister right here and what he's got this week, we are looking at a Tenet Ferox, 32.6% Toxin, Tenet Grigori, 42.1% Impact, the Tenet Livia, 34.5% Impact, the Tenet Exect, 32.1% Impact, and the Tenet Agendus, 47.8% Radiation. How much platinum have you made since you've become a Patreon?
Over 100K.
45K.
60, 70,000.
20,000.
What's the most amount of platinum you've made in a week?
12K.
Probably about 5,000.
5,400.
Probably 8K.
What's the most amount of platinum you've made in a day?
5,400.
Day was probably 4K.
Probably about 3,000.
2K.
What's your favorite method of making platinum that you've learned from me?
Mostly just flipping ribbons and selling Warframes.
Probably arbitrations.
Selling sets of Warframes.
I enjoy Zeramon the most.
Imagine how much time and money they've saved. You know where the links are. Reminder to stop by the Chrysalith on the Zeramon and visit Archimedia and Yanta for your 35,000 Kuva. Then you could travel to Iron Wake on Earth and visit Palladino for your 2 Rivens, your 35,000 Kuva, and your 150,000 credits. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and stop by my Twitch channel where you can get free drops when they are community-wide, also free rewards I do all the time anyway. And make sure you check out your Invigorations this week and see what you got. Thank you so much for hanging out. I will see you in the next one.